Morning, swans. How are we? I'm in Antrim, and I've had some local intel that along the 6-mile water towpath, I'm guaranteed to see one of my favourite mammals, the otter. Otters are famously secretive and tricky to find, but the fact that they're turning up here regularly in this urban park has become quite the local talking point. And apparently, they're even unfazed by the local park run, which stands me in good stead for catching a glimpse of one. All right. There's just one small problem. Because of all this rain we've had, the river is a lot higher and faster flowing, which is not the ideal conditions for otter spotting. But I've come armed with optimism and patience. Otters are formidable hunters. Fish make up around 80% of their diet. But they'll also predate amphibians, crustaceans, and on land, even small mammals and bird eggs. No sign of the otters yet, but Northern Ireland is a stronghold for them. Oh. There's one otter swimming up towards me. There's 2 of them. Oh, amazing. I think there were 2 otters just rolling around in the water with one another. It looked like they had some fish in their mouths. They've gone back underneath now. I don't know if they're coming this way or that way. No. A kingfisher has just flown into the other side of the riverbank. I don't know what to do with myself. There are 2 otters down there. There's a kingfisher over there. This is brilliant. What is this place? It's like Narnia. So we know this one is a male because he's got an all-black beak, whereas the female would have some orange. And just like that, both species disappeared out of my view. But then I was treated to a whole cast of characters. What a morning.
Kingfishers, otters, in the same place at the same time. Hannah got
well
lucky.
Done.
Top work.
It's brilliant.
But I did only manage to get a glimpse as the water along that river at the minute is so high because of all the weather we've been having. And usually those otters, they're quite showy. And here's the proof, because this was sent in to us by Linda Thompson. Now, Linda took this on her phone.
No way.
Yeah, same otters along that river, and you can see how habituated they are. And I tell you what, guys, that morning when we were down there filming, it was full of walkers, dogs, cyclists, joggers, and the otters, they just weren't fazed at all.
But I think you did well. You did well, Hannah. At least you saw them and you weren't given an awful lot of time. But listen, Hannah is the queen of our socials and you're constantly checking the Facebook, the Instagram, the X, all of the socials to see what's coming in. And people send such great stuff into us, don't they?
I tell you what, in my opinion, I think that our Winterwatch and Springwatch audience, they're one of the best in at telly. I mean, we couldn't do what we do without all of you at home, especially on the digital channel, sending us in all of their photos, their videos, their questions. And what's really good about it is that we get to see all of the stuff that they send in, and then we get to discuss it. It gives us a really good picture of what's happening all over the UK, doesn't it?
It really does feel like it's an inclusive family.
One big, happy family. And I tell you what, some of our audience have even got otters in their garden.
Hope Nolan sent us this from Leicestershire. Lying in bed at 11 p.m. one night, camera's triggered, look down into the pond and you can see, as Hannah said, there's an otter in the pond, a little pond in the back garden. I mean, that is striking gold, isn't it? Anyway, having had a view like that, she got herself a trap camera and put it down on the side of the pond to see if the otters would come back. Well, it's a takeaway, isn't it, for an otter, a tiny pond like that, a perfect place to look for all sorts of food. But it wasn't one otter that turned up, but two. And because they're pretty much similar in size, and because of their habits, we know, therefore, that that's a female otter with a cub that's probably about a year old, just about on the brink of becoming independent. Just last lessons on fishing in a very tiny pool. It's fantastic stuff, isn't it?
But of course, they will think that that pond will naturally be restocked with fish, but they'll also be feeding on invertebrates in there, like dragonfly larvae, and possibly frogs resting at the bottom.
Yep.
But Hope, they probably won't be there every single night, will they? I mean, it's like us going to the takeaway. They'll stay there for a couple of nights and then they'll
Go further
move on.
afield.
I mean,
something more healthy.
I personally don't stay in the takeaway for a couple of nights. I don't know about you, Chris.
Well, no, never, no.
But do you know what I love about that is, you know, we so often say to people when we're asked, what can we do to help wildlife in our garden? We say, build a pond. And that just shows you build a pond and they will come. I mean, it was a small pond and you've got 2 otters in it.